I didn't support it at all.
Okay.
I thought it was divisive. I thought it was very Eurocentric in his approach to criticism. I think his expectations for women were very superficial in terms of what was important. There was a heavy focus on how much you make and how good you look. No woman is going to look good forever.
No.
They're going to get pregnant. They're going to get older. To me, telling women that you are too fat or too small or too broke, and that's the reason why you don't have a man, that is psychopathological and it is destructive to our community. I did not agree with his approach at all. And the fact that he did have a lot of people who did speaks to how decadent and speaks to how self-hating we can be as a people. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of the women who supported Kevin Samuels supported him because they don't like other black women, and they enjoyed sitting back on their couch, sipping their tea, and watch this black man tear black women's self-esteems to shreds.
Man, I don't know why we over intellectualize everything. We like to have like talking forums and shit instead of getting shit done. And it's all good and shit. You know, I don't sweat on nobody. I don't sweat nobody on how they do their thing and shit. And they shouldn't be sweating me on how I do my thing and shit. But god damn it, man. God damn it. I'm tired of this motherfucker. I'm tired of a lot of shit. I'm a very direct person and shit. I believe in getting results and shit. And I don't think anything's going to be solved by sitting up talking shit. But if we have to, I ain't going to lie to nobody, at least of all my audience or, you know, any errant listeners that might happen across this shit, you know. So, you know, there's that, you know. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this motherfucking shit. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about Umar Johnson running his mouth again, and with Kevin Samuels' name in his fucking mouth. The man has gone to glory. I think you could have some decorum and shit, but we know you're a raging numbskull and shit. I don't know what you're the doctor of and shit. You probably got your fucking doctorate out of a box of Cracker Jacks. But just keep the man's name out your fucking mouth, okay? I mean, what the fuck have you done for your goddamn community? Need I mention, like I have countless other fucking times, that we have no school from you. You took money from people, and we have no fucking school and shit. And the ignorant niggas that want to keep going around the circle, doing the circle jerk, they're gonna ignore that shit. And they're gonna give you your fucking flowers and shit, bitch. They're gonna give you your motherfucking flowers, but I ain't giving you shit. Okay? Where that motherfucking school? Okay, where's the goddamn school where you're supposed to educate black boys into, you know, teach them how to be proper black men and shit, you know, proper companions to business partners to these hyena bitches. Okay? Kevin Samuels called hell. He called hell because women invaded another male space. They can't keep their nose out of our fucking business because they feel like they own us and shit. They have a fucking they got a PTSD situation. Some kind of like Stockholm syndrome from chattel slavery passed down from woman to woman through the generations and shit. They just can't course correct. They're fucked up. And Kevin Samuels got in trouble because he let the women into a male space. What was at first a male space. And he started talking to the motherfuckers and shit. And he wasn't lying about nothing. He wasn't gonna tolerate their bullshit. Black women say this shit all the time. Oh, you can't handle me and shit. They couldn't handle Kevin Samuels because he knew what to do. He knew what the deal was. When a woman says that you can't handle me, they're talking about a guy brave enough to tell them no. Okay, a guy brave enough to tell them to shut the fuck up. Okay, and keep it a buck and shit. Not give a goddamn, be completely unbothered about their fucking emotions and how they feel about some shit and how they feel about how loud your voice is. Okay, no, this dude's such a performative little bitch, man. Okay, and I hate it because every time this shit happens with this nigga, I keep thinking about Neely Fuller saying that thing, that whole mantra about don't have nothing to do with no niggas that ain't doing nothing useful and shit. But you guys don't get the memo. You want to have forums and lives and shit. over analyzing this idiot's words. He's a numbskull. He's a scam artist. Somebody should put it to him. When is somebody gonna put it to him and say, where exactly is the fucking money that was donated to you for that goddamn school? Now you answer that shit or you shut the fuck up about everything else. Alright? Dr. Umar Johnson ain't got no fucking flowers with me. All these motherfuckers that took money from their people to do something and they didn't do shit, they need to shut the fuck up and go to work. Go take care of this shit, okay? You took money from people for something that does not exist and shit. Yeah, you still got the nerve to be creeping around. You know you full of shit. And then the same motherfuckers you gypped, these same indoctrinated motherfuckers, over intellectualized, everybody want to be a fucking professor. Everybody. They never ask you the hard questions and shit, but you don't get no pass with buck stops at my doorstep on my platform, bitch. Okay, you keep Kevin Samuels' name out your fucking mouth. Okay, even Gone to Glory, he is 1,000 times the man you'll never be.
Absolutely. And not only that, it's worse than that. When we're showing off to each other, then we get an attitude about the showing off. And then we start fighting each other.
Right.
And then we can't speak to each other. And then when we start speaking to each other, we start all over again, doing the same thing. We never get out of that rut. So what's the remedy for that? I put it in the book. No contact, no conflict.
And
Have you ever noticed people that you haven't seen in a long time, how well you get along with them?
Right.
For the first 15 minutes anyway.
And
until all the poison starts coming out. Because we do carry poison. The white supremacists have poisoned every one of us, truth be told. And that poison, if we're around each other long enough, comes to the surface. Sometimes when we least expect it. Sometimes when we don't even think we have that poison in us. So we have to face that fact too. So how do we handle that? Everything that we do, here's the way. This is in the book. We're talking about solutions now, because everything in this book that I wrote is about solutions, not just talking about the problem going around in a circle. This is very, 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 very important. You minimize conflict by minimizing all unnecessary, non-constructive contact. That would go instantly all over the world. I mean, and have a tremendous effect, a shock effect on the system of white supremacy. Just that one thing alone. If people of color would only contact each other when there's something constructive to say or do. No idle chatter. I know it's an old tradition, but it's a slave tradition. Or it's a tradition of people who are absolutely what we call free, who have no problems. If we were all in Oz and Shangri-La, in a perfect society, in a perfect world, there would be no problem. And just kumbaya. Hallelujah. Everything is just fine. But we are prisoners of war. So therefore, we have to be serious about serious things. And one of the best ways that will instantly have a tremendous effect, constructive effect, on relationships throughout the entire world, if we just start right with this day. I'm not talking about anything that takes a long, drawn-out ceremony of some type. I'm talking about overnight, like in the next 5 minutes. This will have a shock effect all over the world if every black person on the planet right now, within the sound of my voice, and amplify that voice all over the world, we do not contact anyone for any reason unless the person that you contact can and agrees to engage in something constructive to do or say. It's got to be constructive. That word is very important. And something you can measure that's constructive. I mean, you know, you're going to repair something, or you're going to fix something, or you're going, you know, that needs repairing, or you're going to build something. But whatever the activity is, you say, I'm not talking to you or anybody else. It's not personal, it's business. Until we think of some way that when we do contact each other, we have something constructive, something that's going to have a measurable, constructive effect that we are going to say or do, because everything in the universe is about saying and doing. Even among animals, among ants, it's about saying and doing. An ant does something when it gets with another ant. That's a code. They have a code for doing something that's going to be constructive, as a rule. You know, however, even the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom and the insect kingdom, if you want to call it that, is all messed up on this planet because people are messed up, and for some reason everything is just all messed up. But you can clean up mess by vowing that every time you make a contact with someone, it's never going to be for a non-constructive reason.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.